Let's check in with the NFL on this Saturday. First, we are still feeling the fallout from Bill Belichick taking the North Carolina job, but this time, CBS Sports NFL insider Jonathan Jones confirming a report that the six-time Super Bowl winner called the Jets to inquire about their opening before saying yes to the college game. Jonathan Jones here with us now. So that was the report. I love the follow-up tweet, though, confirming this news. You said honest interest, due diligence, desperation. Only the coach himself would be able to truly say, and you followed it up with good luck getting that answer. So, JJ, what is your best guess as to why Bill Belichick made this phone call?
Look, he's a thorough guy, right? And Bill Belichick wants to know exactly what the landscape is before he makes the jump all the way to college, to North Carolina. Emily, I couldn't believe it when I heard it and had to get it confirmed and then confirmed again that Bill Belichick himself actually called the New York Jets. For that to be a surprise, you have to understand, Bill Belichick hates the Jets. Hate is a strong word. I'm using it appropriately. Like, he does not like the Jets at all, and that has never, ever been a secret. We heard on the Manning cast, I think it was about 2 months ago, talking about owner Woody Johnson. He said, ready, fire, aim, about how he is as an owner. We see right there from his press conference where he was, for one day, the HC of NYJ before resigning, literally on a napkin, to then go on to the New England Patriots, where we see there winning 1, 2, 6 Super Bowls. And so Belichick making that call himself. And look, here's what the Jets told him. Essentially, I was told, they said, thanks, appreciate the call, and we're just getting our search started. And that was that. So look, anytime that the greatest of all time gives you a call, you have to listen. The Jets seemingly did not listen. And why is that? I would have to imagine it is because the Jets did not believe that this was a true and earnest phone call, that the Jets did not actually believe that Bill Belichick wanted to coach them, and that was Belichick trying to use them for leverage necessarily. Look, I know there's a lot out there, Emily, about whether Bill Belichick broke up with the NFL or the NFL broke up with him. And we know last year when there were 6 openings, when you don't include the Patriots, that only one team, the Atlanta Falcons, interviewed Bill Belichick. This time there were 3 openings, and there will be more once the season is over. We have the Bears, the Saints, and the Jets. He doesn't seem to be a fit anywhere in there. Maybe the Jaguars, maybe, when and if they come open at the end of the year. But he didn't wait for that. It is a surprise that he called the Jets. There's no question about it. Not surprised, though, that the Jets apparently did not take it very seriously, because there is no way that he would be the Jets head coach. And I'm saying that where if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, what's more likely, Bill Belichick going to college or Bill Belichick coaching the Jets, I would have told you by multitudes, it is more likely that Bill Belichick would be going to college.
There's a lot about this Bill Belichick story that has been unbelievable, and certainly this piece of the story adds to that list. Something else I want to ask you about while we've got you. We found out Friday that the 49ers were moving on from linebacker Devondre Campbell after he refused to go in the game in the Thursday night loss to the Rams. You're now reporting that he could be facing a suspension over getting cut. We weren't sure what the, quote, moving on meant. So what are you hearing on that front?
So Kyle Shanahan said on Friday in his afternoon press conference that you can't do that and remain on the team. And so that they're going through what Shanahan called the semantics in order to divorce themselves from Devondre Campbell. As soon as that happened there in the third quarter, and we saw Devondre Campbell walk off of the field in that game, a game that the Niners needed for their playoff hopes. Their playoff hopes are not mathematically eliminated, but they're dead. And we see right there him taking his ball and going home. We heard from some of his teammates after the game, of course, saying very strongly that they really wanted nothing to do with him as a teammate ever again. Here's the thing. You could cut him. You could cut him right now. And he would then go to waivers, and then on Monday, a team could potentially claim him for the final few games of the season. Perhaps this would be a contending team. Perhaps this would be a team that could use Devondre Campbell, maybe even start him on their playoff run. I don't think the Niners want to reward Devondre Campbell for what he just did. Cutting him, Emily, would be too easy. And so when you hear Kyle Shanahan talk about semantics, well, what that means is that there is going to be some sort of conduct detrimental to the team's suspension. So first of all, you're going to hang on to his rights. You're not just going to say, hey, other teams maybe who could use him in the playoffs, come get him. That's not what's going to happen. So they are figuring out what that is. There's a lot of things that they could do. And it's quite a dense sort of set of explanations. If it were easy enough to do, the Niners would have already done it by now. So let's just suffice to say, they are going to attempt to hold on to his rights. They are going to dock him pay. They're going to fine him. And if and when Devondre Campbell ultimately earns his freedom, if you will, from the Niners, it will not be anytime soon. They do have at their disposal the ability to hang on to him and just sort of sit him off to the side, tell him, don't come into the building, we're not going to pay you, and you're suspended for the remainder of the season, and you're not going to play for anybody if anyone even would take you. So that, I think, is what the Niners are working through, potentially with Devondre Campbell's agent, potentially with the NFL Players Association, which, of course, is going to take the side of the player. That is what the union does. But Devondre Campbell is not going to be playing for the 49ers for the rest of the season. And if the Niners probably have their way, he's going to be light in the wallet, and he's not going to be playing for anyone else this season.
Well, it's just a shame this is something they have to work through in the middle of the season because we still have football left to be played. Jonathan Jones, thank you so much for breaking that down. Speaking of football left to be played, a lot of it on CBS, and you can watch this Sunday, the game we're all circling, Bills at Lions. Our NFL Today crew will be on hand in Detroit to break down that matchup and everything happening across the NFL. You can watch it on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.